welcome back to the Blue Collar Off-Road Podcast, episode 234. It's just Luke and Richie here today. Yeah, about that. How you been, Richie?
Been alright. Fucking. That's a weird notification. Fucking just, getting everything ready on the Jeep for our trip up to Glass Mountain tomorrow. Not tomorrow. What the fuck? Next week. It'll be my first real wheeling trip with the Jeep since Web Wheelers last year.
Well, that's gonna be entertaining as fuck at the very least.
Yeah, hopefully everything goes well, I've done a lot of stupid work on this thing. And just, nickel and dime,
I do, in fact, know. I've been talking about rebuilding the trailer axle for a while, and I finally ordered all the components for that, and that was, like you said, nickel and diming. I was able to get a kit off of Amazon that came with everything for Dexter axle, but still, it was like $250 for new wheel bearings, brakes, brake, the backing plates and everything. I'm just doing everything brand new.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest problem is not so much the finance side right now, it's more so the time side of things.
I get you on the time side. I'm just bitching about fucking. It's all those stupid little nickel and dime bullshit at the moment. It's like, all right, $250 ain't shit for the fucking trailer. Whoop-de-doo. But while I get that done, I gotta rebuild the front drive shaft because I'm starting to run out of time.
Yeah. I
Not as
gotta,
bad as you.
speaking of front drive shafts, I gotta fucking see if one of the shafts I got out back fucking will work for me. 'Cause my front shaft is shot.
What, let go the CV or the
That
spline
stupid
section?
ball thingy.
Oh, yep. They always
Like,
go.
no, so I made this comment to Preston. What was it? Last week, I think it was. I always had like a really fast pace rattling when I was driving the Jeep on the road.
Yeah.
This past December, I was like, it's probably just the noise of this particular Jeep, or it's probably the unbalanced rear shaft just rattling things around. And then I pulled the front drive shaft out when it let go on me. And it wasn't until I put the drive shaft back in that I realized that the rattling was gone. I was like, huh. So I actually took a look at the drive shaft, and yeah, that ball is fucked.
At this point, that's how a lot of them are, at least that I'm getting now. The one that came out of... I don't fucking know where this one came from. I think it's Tony Khan's fucking old axle shaft, or not axle shaft, drive shaft. It's fucked up. They're all fucked up. It's not as bad as the one that's currently in my Jeep, but it's easier to just order a new CV almost at this point and build off of that.
Yeah, well, I might shoot myself in the foot here, but that sounds like a decent enough segue to muddle my way through. I'm trying not to make or buy any drive shafts because I'm probably going to need to do that over the winter anyways.
You're finally doing it?
Yeah, I do believe that is going to be the game plan, is to do the ton swap this winter.
I know on the phone you were talking about an F350 axle. Did you end up picking that up yet, or are you still waiting to go and grab that?
Oh, no, I have no intention to go to a junkyard right now.
Okay,
That's after Glass Mountain type of stuff.
that's fair. The only thing that I would recommend doing is, like, you're still in Connecticut, so do that in the fucking summer while they're cheap. They get way more expensive in the winter.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're like I forget what they are normally at C&E, but I think they're like 250 for a front, and then in the winter they're 450, 500.
oh, what the fuck?
Plow parts.
Oh, yeah, that would actually make a lot of sense. No, I do plan on picking up the axles this summer. Just, I got too much shit going on right now to actually make the trip down there. So
Fair.
after Glass Mountain, I'll pick me up a set of tons and just start stripping and cleaning.
Oh
But
05 plus.
that's what it looks like it'll be, '05 plus. I mean, I got that truss that I've had for like the last 3 years or so for an '05 plus axle. So it's like,
Might as well.
might as well get '05 plus. Shucks.
Yeah, I
But
don't blame you there.
yeah, I've noticed just how much I am dragging my belly over everything. Um, in the woods at my house,
Yeah, it's long as
and
fuck.
it's 100% because of my wheelbase. I don't have anything for a breakover angle, and I refuse to lift this Jeep up to the moon. So the solution there is just fucking bigger tires.
Yeah, that is in fact the solution. Um,
But in
I,
doing so, because I'm not happy with my steering right now. Like I need to replace the pump. I need to replace the box and everything. So like if I'm replacing those, I might as well go at least hydro assist. Um, just I don't want to be doing full hydro with as much on the road time as I hope to see with this thing.
well, that thing would be
Um,
cool if you were to just, slap a set of 40s under it, do the tons, keep it in a drivable state, and then like that would be a decent rig to keep for a while as a semi-straight rig. It's not in terrible shape. Like the body's not all mangled yet. Once the body
yeah.
gets all mangled, then make it a
I,
trailer queen.
I I fully support that sentiment, but especially up in New England, I have a hard time justifying trailer rigs. I
At some point, you just hit the point
Oh
though
yeah,
where it's
it'll
like,
it'll get to the point of being a trailer rig. Just I want to keep it on the road as long as they'll allow me.
well, it's like when I was up there, I kept the Blue Jeep, basically together all the way up until I moved to Tennessee as a streetable rig. And then after I moved to Tennessee, it just kind of came apart with the stickies and, like bashing the hatch out of it too many times. So like it just slowly devolved into what it became.
Yeah,
And
it's
now it
just
lives in a
like
cover it.
coincidentally mine does too. It's not very waterproof, but no, it's just like I got to redo all of the steering box and pump shit. So might as well do the hydro assist with that. Might as well do hydro assist one time on 1-ton axles instead of on a Dana 30, which just seems stupid to me. I have to redo all my steering anyways. So perfect excuse. I'm going to be long arming the Jeep all at the same time. So, you know, buy once, cry once with the long arms. So, I won't have to redo anything that way.
Yeah.
And I was kind of toying with the idea of maybe doing coilovers in the rear. Maybe.
Oh, brother, that
I
one's a hard fucking sell for me. And the reason I'm gonna say that is with your current setup, It's just got leaf springs in there, but the world's your oyster as far as like where you or what you want to run for leaf springs in the back. The
Well,
front is where I would put the coilovers if I was going to put them anywhere on that thing.
so the whole reasoning there behind that idea is just simply the fact that I really want to chop the bed more than what it is now, but I'm already at the leaf spring hanger.
Okay.
That that
So,
is that is quite literally like the whole entire thought process. Now, mind you, I came up with this idea like 15 minutes before I left work. So not that long ago. So I'm still fleshing this out.
all right. So, I'm just going to throw this out there, right? Um I would say to get the length of the Comanche leaf spring, see what that ends up working out to, and then check where you want to bob to, and I guess I could grab it off of Logan's. Get me the measurement of how long the Comanche leaf springs are versus a Cherokee leaf spring. Consider putting a set of Cherokee leaf springs in there.
And just sliding the hanger forward is what you're thinking.
Well, I was thinking, I believe the Comanche leaf springs are longer than Cherokee leaf springs. I can't remember off of the top of my head. That's why I was saying grab a measurement off of yours, and I'll get a measurement off of one of the leaf spring Cherokees running around here. Um, and then slap the Cherokee leaf in there, or slap like a YJ leaf in there, or a Wagoneer leaf, where it's, lighter, because let's be honest, you're not really going to be throwing a ton of stuff in the bed of that truck. It's not really like, if you shorten the bed more, it's not going to have the room to be a like full-blown truck, right? So
Oh
just
no, not at all. I mean, I was only talking about like shaving like 8 to 10 inches.
yeah, but I'm wondering if like a set of, waggy leaves would end up fitting in there, letting you get away with that while keeping your hangers. Because it's so much easier to just ton swap the rear with a freaking set of U-bolt eliminator plates and,
I'm,
run your
I'm
shocks off of the top of that.
I am not arguing that at all. Like I said, it popped in my head just before leaving work today.
I mean, I get where you're coming from, but like,
And I do
fuck.
plan on doing it eventually, so I was like,
Yeah, but like you could just slap in a set of junkyard leaf springs for now that'll get you close to where you want to be. Leave the hangers off of the back bumper and forget about it. Uh, tie the back bumper very heavily into the unibody, and then when you build something with tube, um, tie into the back bumper and just run your shackle hangers off of that. Keep it nice and simple. Do a set of hoops through the actual bed itself for the shocks to get them where you want them, and call it a day there. Make it as easy as you can on yourself, because it's just going to be a street truck, or it's not a street truck, but it's just going to be a wheeling rig at that point.
all valid arguments.
Like slap the fuel cell in the front section of the bed if you put that in there, or just put a Cherokee like, out of an XJ, put one of those fuel cells back there with a. I guess that gets a little complicated because I don't know what the Comanches had for a fuel pump, but I'm going to imagine it wouldn't be that hard to retrofit in a 97 and up tank.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Um, so like where instead of keeping the Comanches longer, weird to the side cells, throw a Cherokee, like a 97 and up Cherokee gas tank in the bed, and just strap that into the bed, make a decent little set of hangers for it and call it a day there. That way that can be nice and simple. And then it should fit between where the shock hoops would have to go and the front of the bed.
Well, so I was planning on getting like an actual fuel cell to just that's a little bit smaller than what I have for a tank right now, just mainly for the fitment inside the actual bed itself. Um, because like the Cherokee tank is just kind of like an awkward size
You're not
where
wrong there.
it would take up a surprisingly large amount of usable bed space.
I I
And
don't really have any complaints about my 15-gallon cell. I know Graham used to give me shit about that, but like, yeah, I have to fill it up a little bit more when we're wheeling, but it's 5 gallons smaller. It makes it through an entire day and an entire night ride without a problem.
yeah, well, like even if I went with a 20-gallon cell, just the fact that it is a square slash rectangle would make it nicer to put in the bed. Because
Yeah,
like
so
the Cherokee cell, the Cherokee gas tank is very it's thin, so it's spread out a lot to get the capacity. So like it would just take up a weird amount of bed space.
yeah, the 15-gallon cell that I have I think I've got a modified Barnes mount at this point. It just works. It's kind of boring. I had more issues with the pump, and the majority of the issues I had after I went to that pump all revolved around the choice of fuel hose I bought. I guess it was just shitty and it clogged up that fuel filter, and that was the entirety of my fuel pressure issues.
Yeah.
Kind of wild.
Yeah. Yes. But I
Um,
sure as hell ain't gonna be just move. I'm sure as hell not just putting the Comanche tank in the bed because that bitch is huge.
yeah, they're fucking oddly big.
I got like
That's
a
like
25 plus gallon tank in the Jeep.
That's like the JKs. They have this big underslung thing well, I mean, it's a fuel tank, but it sits inside of the frame rail, so you can't really move it into the back happy. You have to put a cell in them.
But I'm excited to take on this project because it'll definitely be like the largest project I've personally taken on with zero assistance from, anyone. I mean, I've helped you more than enough times to like, figure out what I'm doing. It's just I've never done it on any of my own vehicles.
Biggest piece of advice I'll give you on that, after being involved in mine and then Logan's, uh, if you're gonna go down the simple route, go down the simple route, and that's fine and dandy, or go down the complicated route. Don't fucking kind of like do the middle path because on Logan's stuff, it just ended up being where he had the Barnes truss, but it got all chopped up, and you know, like it would have been easier to have just bought the standard truss at the point that he's at now. That type of shit.
Yeah, no, I was gonna go simple with everything. Um, I was gonna try to do as much prep work on the axles, like end of summer going into fall. So that way, once like end of fall hit, I could just pull the Jeep into the cover it and just start disassembling, doing whatever frame side work I have to do on things. So that way, hopefully, I'll be able to just bolt the axles in pretty much shortly after I pull the Jeep into the cover, is what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, getting them welded and geared and ready to go in if you're gonna do gears is just the most
I'll be doing
logical way to go.
gears.
Yeah, most logical way to go about it. When it comes to gears, I highly recommend at this point either the Revolution gears or the Spicer, just factory OEM style. My thoughts on the Yukons are eh. And then like yeah, you can buy the knockoff brand gears. What are they? Motive and like USA Standard, and most of the time they're fine, but they're not that much cheaper than a set of Spicers, so buy once, minorly cry once.
Yeah, like I know I have said it on the podcast numerous times. It's okay to spend money on quality.
Yeah, I've got the Yukons, and like to be honest with you, I can't bitch about them. Jeremy Downs did a great job setting them up like 6 years ago. They've been beat to fuck for a very long time. And, like they're delaminating, but that's a heat treat problem. And like I can't really bitch that much, even though I'm bitching about it now, because they're 6 years old. Um, so I got my dollars worth out of them. I think if I'd gone with a set of spicers, though, they wouldn't have had the same issues at this point in time.
Okay.
Um, and I know that the Yukon stuff, every once in a while, it'll just pop up that they have like a massive QC problem, and then it'll disappear again. So I don't know how I feel about it.
But the other thing too is I plan on um building a belly skid. Because even with going with the bigger tires and everything, I'm still expecting to have quite a bit of a dragging issue.
I
And
like what Graham did on his. Um, where he's got the Clayton cross member and then he's got the U built off of it. I would do that, and then I would build a kicker out to the unibody and call that basically good with a little, maybe a
that
front kicker to
that
like
for the
cover the
most
oil
part,
pan.
that for the most part is what I was planning on doing.
Sweet. Let me know if you need anything pre-bent, and we can see how much it'd be to ship you, like if you need a section bent to cover the back section of the T case or whatever, get me some measurements, and I've got
Well,
the bender.
I was hoping to be able to bully Graham into helping me with bending stuff. Because
That's fair.
Graham's not that far of a drive for me.
True. You're gonna have to do a cage shortly after that. Well, not have to, but it'd probably be a damn good idea.
Uh, uh, with doing the tons this year, the cage will probably be coming next winter.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. I'm throwing that out there because you know how it goes with the Cherokee once
No,
you start.
I'm not gonna be like Josh. I'll be the cage is definitely a big want and desire.
I Yeah. Uh Josh, what the fuck are you doing? It took me a half second there, and then I'm like, all right, yep. Uh Other 1-ton cageless Comanche running around. What is you doing, boss?
Yeah,
Uh
no, it's I I was pretty steadfast in the fact that I was saying I wanted to actually put a cage on the Jeep first and then worry about doing the 1-ton swap. But I was getting cucked pretty hard at quite a few things at my house here. Just not because the Jeep couldn't fucking climb the shit, just I was getting hung up in stupid places on my underbelly where I've never even touched the underbelly in my Cherokee before. I'm like, what in the fuck is going on?
35s and a shit ton more wheelbase.
You're fucking telling me, boss. Like, I,
uh,
I know we've talked about it before, but like, fuck, 120 is long.
yeah, dude. I'm like I've got a bunch of little shit I want to do. Like I want to redo the front and just punch the front way out. Not way out, but like another 4 inches. And that's going to put me at like 113 and a half. And then maybe like another couple inches on the rear axle. Um, so like 115. But I'm sitting on 40-inch stickies and like I've got a flat. It's not a flat belly in terms of sitting even with the frame rails, but like it's a flat plate on the bottom of the belly that covers the majority of it. That's a 1/2 inch thick, and I'm just like, all right, cool. It's gonna hit. I'll power through it.
Yeah. Like
Uh,
it's absurd. Like it I'm sorry. It makes me laugh when I think about the fact that I have the same wheelbase as my first truck, which was a second gen 1500 Ram. I have the same wheelbase as my full size truck did. And it
yeah,
just makes me laugh.
it's long. I mean, what's Curtis at? I think Curtis is at the exact same wheelbase, and he's sitting on 42s. Bronco-ish. I can't remember what his was, but he was sitting on 43s, and he's sitting in. I think he was at like 115. Um, I know a couple of dudes that I was wheeling with last time were in the 124 range, but everyone's on big tires to make that work. So yeah, I think 40s are like the barrier to entry
Yeah, so like
with a 120-inch wheelbase.
that's just kind of like my mindset like right now is I I need to get the belly higher. And
Yeah,
frankly, the tons were in the works. It was planned out. I'm just moving them ahead of schedule a bit.
I'm excited to see that. There's a bunch of little like things with the tons that I would advise like looking into figuring out what you want to do for your high steer setup after you get the axle, but before you start like really building stuff.
Yeah.
My high steer setup's okay. It could have been done better, but it's a lot better than what I originally had, kind of a deal, and like it was cheap and functional, but it only works because it's full hydro and like you know what I mean? So I
I
think
I
Beyond Precise is probably one of the better ones for high steer, and thankfully with the O5 Plus, the shit's cheap.
yeah. I it'll be weird to have a 1-ton Jeep. But I'm not going to lie, it'll make the Jeep look more like a monster truck, which I know will thoroughly like make my son fanatical about it.
Oh yeah, it's
He already
hilarious.
he already calls it the monster truck. Because he's constantly asking if we can go vroom vroom in the monster truck. So yeah, that's yeah, I want a monster truck.
It's fun too, though. Like when you have a nicely dialed in 1-ton street Jeep, I think that's one of the better ways that they drive. Because like you can actually have good brakes in them, unlike
I
trying to make a Dana 30 fucking do the thing. Like how
I
I'm trying.
loved the way that Barry drove with the Patagonias on the road.
It also drove good on the Nittos. Like
I never. Well, I think I did, but I didn't drive it. What am I trying to say?
you drove it from
I
the shop to your house one time on the Nittos.
yeah. I drove it only a couple of times on the road with the Nittos, but I actually drove with the Patagonias a surprising amount of times.
Yeah, that was the first engine swap, so I think you drove it back from Mass after we did the engine swap. I can't remember. I just
I
remember
don't.
that we went up to Massachusetts, bought beer at the gas station there, and sat by the lake and listened to music in the shit box, and then drove that thing back after doing a motor swap in a day. That was a good time.
Very good times. Fucking. Did you know that they actually closed down the forest side entrance to the road that we would hang out on.
That's a shame.
You have to go into it from the dam now, and it's really fucking annoying because people call the cops on you if when you just kind of creep in all slow like at fucking 2 in the morning to just sit by the lake. And yeah,
Well, Massachusetts for you.
yeah, I got yelled at by the cops a bunch.
Don't do that. It's never fun talking with the police.
Well, I mean, we like talking to one cop at least.
Ryan's cool, but he's the only one that I can think of. Eh,
That's exactly who I was talking about.
yeah, I think there's one other one that I would say is cool, but I'm not gonna throw his name out because he's not into wheeling. But he was cool.
So, what are your plans with with your Jeep?
Oh, right now I'm just dealing with like the front drive shaft's coming apart. It's doing the same shit that you're talking about with yours, just mine's the splines. I got the material sitting over at Logan's. I have to go cut it, and then I have to bring it into work because I'm being lazy and I don't want to deal with having to hammer it all in. And we've got a 24-foot bed lathe in there, so I can just, chuck up 3 feet of 120 wall with a steady rest and like take 10 thousandths off the diameter, so it'll just be a nice little slide fit. Um, so I'm doing
Speaking,
that.
I'm sorry, you just made me remember though. Speaking of hammering stuff in, I got the ball joint press a few weeks back
Mhm.
from Harbor Freight. I used it to do U joint. Oh my god, that was the easiest fucking U joint swap I've ever fucking done.
Yeah. I do miss the days of us just using the air hammer and Terryville on the yoke and like blasting the U joint out in what, 2 minutes for all four caps.
I don't
But
think even 2 minutes.
so many Dana 60 shafts got mutilated, and Dana 30 shafts with a fucking air hammer. Not an
I
iota of a fuck in the building.
actually just found the air hammer too.
Oh hell yeah. Um, you still got that 4 liter, right?
Yes, I do's.
That that poor fucking 4 liter. I have to figure out what I'm doing for the Web Wheelers ball this year. Um, but I
I'll,
might
I'll
end up grabbing
fucking
that.
I'll fucking brain it.
Fucking
I
Kino was
I will
messaging me about it.
I will fucking put a goddamn crane on the back of my truck to swap it from one to the other. I need it gone.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
I know I know Preston was messaging you about it. I'm like, yeah, well, you're not gonna take it because it's just gonna fucking sit here.
I mean, I have no clue what it's like internally, but I'm interested in finding out just out of curiosity because like I wouldn't
Well,
mind having another 4 liter sitting around.
so from talking to Preston, it sounds like he pretty much wants to do the same thing. He wants to open it up and take it apart so he can see like the internals of a 4 liter and figure out how to work on them and blah blah blah. I'm like, that's fine and dandy, but it ain't gonna be here.
Fair enough. Um, I was trying to get that YJ I was talking about, but the dude's still fucking like. I was like, yeah, I'll give you $1,000 for it. Just let me know when to come pick it up. He's like, yeah, that sounds good. I'll let you know. And he's never let me know. And every time I see him, I'm like, hey, what's up with the YJ? He's like, I haven't felt like going and getting it out yet. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't think he actually wants to sell it for $1,000. I think he's just talking.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't think he wants to let it go for $1,000.
and I'm like, I've got the trailer sitting here. Just let me know. I will You live 16 miles away. I will drive up there with the Cherokee on the trailer, pull the YJ out, drive the YJ back, then, pull it off at the house, go grab the Jeep, and come back and figure it out from there. Because, but I don't think it's happening. It would be too nice to get another 4-liter AX-15 combo ready to go without fucking much effort. So,
That's the other thing too. I'm still hunting for like a good deal on an AX-15.
I would offer you one, but it's my spare, and I don't want to give up my spare.
I get it. You suck, but I get it.
I mean, ideally, I want to get another 4-liter going and have like a new clutch, new flywheel, all of that shit bolted in, ready to go, so it's just a mated combo. Even if I had to cut some of the tube work or get really fancy with how to rig it, I now know that the transfer case is the biggest bitch in my rig. So I think I would be able to get a transmission in if I unbolted the hood and I set the front axle down on jack stands. I think I might be able to just or put the front axle down where it's sitting on the knuckles.
Yeah.
But I'll have to figure that out next time I pop a 4-liter. But I don't want to pop another 4-liter, and this 4-liter's chooching, so we'll see.
And I know fucking words are hard today. God damn. I know I'm gonna have to start like actually taking care of the 4.0 and the Comanche.
Yeah,
It makes weird noises once in a while.
isn't
Not
that just
quite. I'm not quite sure if it's just like it being weird not having an exhaust or if like something's starting to happen in there.
yeah? It's 4-liter doing 4-liter things.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the rear axle, my thought is basically at this point just grab whatever you find. If you find a big tube 14 bolt, grab that. If you find a Sterling, grab that. Whatever, it don't matter.
Yeah, I believe my plan is to go with the 10.5. Pick up a match set.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. The 10.5s are a good axle. I think they break a little bit easier than a 14 bolt, but at the same point in time, it's like 95% of the strength. It's the same bolt pattern, and they're cheap and easy.
Well, not only that, but also I don't typically wheel as hard as other folks. And I don't plan on having that change. You know what I mean? Like I've I've
Are
never
you
beaten.
implying that I might be a little abusive to the shit that I'm running around on?
Yeah, I was quite literally about to say I've never beaten my shit as hard as you.
Harsh.
Might be
Not
harsh, but it's the
inaccurate.
goddamn truth.
Fucking that ledge on fucking oh fuck. Mouthwash. Where we were just beating on that fucking thing for a good while. Um yeah.
So like
So
I've never really been all that concerned about like stuff breaking on me cuz I'm way gentler on shit. I treat shit like the blonde stepchild, not the redheaded stepchild.
I don't even know why I'm so abusive on that rig at this point in time, but it's like just how I know to fucking drive it. And the thing with that rig is, you said it yourself, it doesn't go anywhere if it's it'll either crawl it first shot, no problem, like super technical, me behaving myself, or it's got to be on rev limiter. There is no like medium bump with that rig. Am I wrong?
No, you are 100% true on that.
So like I'm just used to like, all right, cool. The gentle crawl approach didn't work. All right, second gear, we're just off of limiter we go. Or first gear off of limiter we go, and that's how it breaks down to 60 parts.
Yeah. I mean, it's only money at that point.
Eh. I was talking to Eddie today about that, and I'm like, I kind of can't be. I'm in a weird spot when it comes to wheeling. Like, I know I've got events coming up, and I'm like excited to go to those events, and I'm excited to go and see the people at those events, but I really don't want to go and make any other changes. Uh, Fixing the front drive shaft's only a priority because it's like actively shitting the front drive shaft out. Um, and then like swapping the orbital is only a priority because I've got a leaking line. And in order to fix the line that is leaking, I have to take the orbital and drop it anyway. And it's the line that the electric fan cut into. So I ordered the replacement for that, and it was like 25 bucks or whatever. So that's fucking here. So now I just have to go and actually do it. Um, but I don't really want to go and make a shit ton of big changes at the moment because I'm like more excited about going and wheeling.
And yeah, and that's kind of like where I'm at right now too. Is I'm I'm mostly happy with how the Jeep is doing right now. So it's like obviously I'm going to Glass Mountain next week, but then I want to start hitting up Ma Bell. I want to go to Brook Ridge. There's a couple of local spots that I used to frequent. I'd love to go to again. All
I know
legal,
some of the
just to be
spots that
clear.
you're talking about. Yeah, that'd be a good time. Uh, you want to segue into the next thing?
So, well, sure.
So, another thing that I've got going on is I have been blowing a bunch of money on shooting stuff and all the other stuff that's come along with that. Um, it's not a shock to anyone that's listened and anyone that follows the Instagram. Um, I'm planning on spending some more time on that next month. I guess, fuck it. So, there has been a couple of disagreements that have been ongoing for a while, and Cody decided that he was done with the podcast as well as Graham. Um, the circumstances behind it, I'm going to say, are pretty much amicable. Um, no hard feelings. When we dropped back to the non-rotating every 2 weeks thing, I think that it created a bunch of confusion and a little bit of like distancing from the podcast itself.
It,
The
I mean,
amount of
it sounds like for the most part they lost interest. I mean, I
and
think that's the best way to put it.
you know, um, I think it's fair to say that we've had an interesting for 4.5 years. So the moving forward, to all of the listeners, the Web Wheelers Ball is still going on. Um, I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be making the drive up there. I'm leaning very heavily towards it. I have to see where my finances are because the Great American Walt is the same weekend, and I have to see if I've got the money to go to Pennsylvania or not. It's going to be a call that's going to get made closer to the middle or end of August. Um,
But on the bright side, There will definitely be a Richie.
There will be a Web Wheelers Ball this year. It is still going on. I believe Graham and Cody are also still planning on going to it. I know that there's going to be a bunch of kick-ass New England dudes that are going to be at Roush Creek. Um, and it's going to be a good time like it always fucking is. So we're still planning on doing that.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
definitely planning on covering as much of the park as humanly possible
dude,
that
it's such a
weekend.
good park to go and just cover too.
Yeah, well, so Preston should have his Jeep there too. So no matter what, I'll be going. I'll have Preston with me to tag along, and it'll also mean I won't be the only small tire guy too.
This is true. Um, it's a good fucking time no matter what, and it'll also be a little bit better for you if you've got other small tire folks to go and fuck around with, because there's so much of that park that is like cool fucking blues and random that lead to random black obstacles that we just kind of didn't bomb down because, we're trying to go and make it to the blacks and the reds and the bebop and all over the place.
So in other words, what I'm hearing is fucking big tire guys.
Yeah.
Even though I'm saying I'm going to become one of those this winter, but
Oh,
still
dude, I
fucking
can't
big
wait.
tire guys.
I can't wait to watch the light fade from your eyes.
What are you talking about? That shit's been faded.
What I mean, suddenly the stuff that like was cool beforehand is like, all right, cool, we're just gonna go and all right, cool. I didn't even get out of first gear.
No. See, Luke, I have a secret weapon to combat that. You want me to tell you what that secret weapon is?
I do.
I got a fucking 4-year-old.
True.
Are you
True.
kidding me? That little asshole fucking loses his shit if I rev the Jeep up to 4,000 RPMs. He completely loses his shit, man.
She gets mad if I sit the Jeep on limiter and let it sit there. She's not a fan of that.
I
So it's not the same, but I kind of get it.
no, fuck, what was it? I think I did it after the podcast. But I took Richie up into the woods sometime last week, and I was able to actually get his car seat strapped into the Jeep. I ran a couple of my ratchet straps straight to the frame of the seat.
Yeah.
So like it was fucking solidly in there, and I was able to put him into, his little car seat 5-point harness and everything. So he was locked in place really well. He is hands down, without a doubt, my favorite passenger ever.
Well, I mean, you
Oh
kind of have a little bias there.
no. It's not even because he's my kid. It's because every time I went up the smallest fucking rock, he would start literally cheering. Yay, we made it! I'm like, fuck yeah, we made it. We'd go up to a big ass rock. He's like, I don't know, Dad. I don't think we can make it up it. I don't think we can. And I fucking do it. It's a fucking teeny tiny little rock. Fucking go right up it. Yay, we did it! I'm like, fuck yeah, we did. I'm that badass.
I'm
Oh, just his reactions. Look, I wish you would come up here just so I could take you out with us one day, because his reactions are fucking gold.
Dude, I want to drag the old shit box back up there because I want to go and hit the backyard. I want to hit my bell. I want to hit F and F. I want to do a bunch of shit, and I was supposed to do that this year, and I'm kind of sad that I'm going to be missing Glass Mountain, but it's probably for the better at this point, just with my finances. Like, tail rig needs fucking tires, rent's got to get paid, all that other fun fucking shit. Um, but yeah, I want to just go hit the fucking backyard like we used to back in the day, and I think it'd be fucking hilarious because my rig's so fucking different than what it used to be.
Yeah, like I can only think of, I don't know, two things that you would have a hard time with.
Well, I want to go and hit the side of, you know, the plateau rock and like the normal, I'm gonna call it like the blue line. I want to go and hit the
Are
line
you
that,
talking about the picture rock?
yeah, the picture rock, the
Yeah.
spot that we used to go fucking hang out and make fires and shit when we were in high school. That place.
Yeah.
I want to hit the line to the right side of that, but like on the other side of the big rock, not the intermediate line, the line where we've got the picture of Colin standing his shit vertical.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about the picture rock there. I was thinking about Devil's Den and the right side of the ledges in the back.
The right side of the ledges would give me a run for my fucking money at this point, and I think that Devil's Den would be interesting to say the least. Um, There is a stupid part of me that if someone's there with a winch wants to take the hard left out of there instead of taking the center line out and just seeing how that goes, but I can't remember if there's a tree that's blocking it or not.
It doesn't have to be.
I
that's
miss
that's
that
a
shit
very
too.
that is a very easily remedied situation, Luke. It's
You
just
know
like how
that.
you know what, Luke, next time you come up north and you have your Jeep, give me a couple weeks notice. That way I can do a little bit of prep work. I'm going to cut a line specifically to see if I can get you to roll over.
I mean, at this point, I'm doing it off of trees at Logan's on Thanksgiving, so like it's not that hard to convince me anymore.
No, it's that fucking line. It's where you kind of got to zigzag up the rock that terminates in Devil's Den, that whole ledge.
Yeah, that's where I'm
It
talking about,
that
the far left side.
well no, so that whole rock from Devil's Den all the way to where you got the 98 stuck way back in high school, that's all
Oh
one fucking
yeah.
rock. So like I'm saying in the middle of that rock, there's that
Yeah.
ledge that I always said that's a line if someone has the balls.
I'm stupid. And my
Close
rigs.
enough.
I'm stupid and my cage is bent in all the right spots, so it don't matter no more.
Listen, I will cut down that big ass fucking pine tree to get it out of the way. I don't give a fuck.
So I suppose that we should probably wrap it back into where this all fucking started. Um, or not where this all fucking started, but the subject matter that we were going into here. Um,
Oh yeah.
Fucking reminiscing and shit. Ah, God. I miss those days. Um, so with Graham and Cody deciding that they're done, I'm not gonna lie, our listenership kind of dropped off too. There was a lot of shit that went on there. We're taking some time off. Uh, don't know if we're gonna pick it back up. There's a good possibility we might if you guys end up saying that, hey, you want to hear more. Um, I'm not going to promise anything at the moment. I don't know where we're going to stand on any of that stuff, but at the very least, we're going to be taking a month or two off. We're going to be settling some of the um distribution stuff. The podcast is going to stay funded and up, so like if you're want to go back through and listen to the catalog, it's going to be up for at the very least the next year it's paid for. So it's not going to disappear. There's not going to be any weird shit like that. It's going to just still be there. The catalog will still be up. All the old guest list, all the old interviews are going to be up and available for you to go listen to. Um, we'll see where we're at in the future. Um, if you guys want updates with just me and Richie, hey, reach out. We'll make an Instagram post for this episode. If you guys want to hear more from us, even if it's just the two of us, let us know. Um, it's been a really good 4.5 fucking years. My opinions on Graham and Cody have not changed as a result of this. I still think very highly of the both of them. Um, and it's been a really, really fucking good experience, to be honest with you. It's had its ups, it's had its fucking downs, and I really enjoyed sitting down every week and talking just about wheeling, talking about the other stuff. Um, I'm gonna try and fill some of my future free time with getting the rig back together. I want to get some of my rifle shooting and pistol shooting a little bit better. Uh, I plan on continuing to stay wheeling. I'm going to be taking a social media break for a while, though. I will say that this podcast has been an up and down, but one thing it has been constantly for me has been social media. And I want to take some fucking time away from it.
Yeah, and on the flip side too, if anybody wants to reach out about something involving the podcast or just in general, I'm always available too. I can always get a message across if need be. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm
for
always there.
sure. And I'm not going to say that this is going to be the total termination of everything, right? There is still some stuff that, like, we've talked enough about if the people that own the rigs want to have those conversations in the future, we still plan on releasing a couple of episodes, like, when Bickle gets his. Oh, what the fuck's he got? Forerunner? Wow. I've always fucking made fun of him and called him the XJ, and then I had a total brain blank there. But I want to sit down when that's done and talk with him about it, just because, like, it really seems kind of shitty to leave off on that saga, with talking with Hayes about it and not finishing that off. Bickle's been good to us. I want to get that one out. And like, I don't want to just have this thing disappear with a, sad little whimper. I want to at least finish out a couple of the things that have been barely running storylines throughout. Um, and, I'm not going to say that there won't be a Great American Waltz slash Web Wheelers Ball episode, because I know that I've talked with Nick and I know that I've talked with a couple of people that are going to the Web Wheelers Ball. We're still going to throw together probably one episode. Who knows? We may grab Graham and Cody back for that one too if they end up showing up at the Web Wheelers Ball and just giving kind of an update.
Yeah,
Um,
and just to be clear too, like I know myself, Luke, and I believe you do too, would love to continue the podcast. Just kind of depends on how things end up working out.
I want to keep it going. I want to take a break for a little while. just like where I'm coming from at this point in time is it's kind of like, all right, well, it just kind of quietly whimpered out, and I don't love that. I would really like to, keep talking about wheeling, and all of that sort of thing. I want
Well,
to
yeah,
just,
I I think it'd be an awesome thing to be able to come back with some like fresh, awesome wheeling content.
yeah, and
As stupid as it is, for the last what 2 to 3 years of our 4.5 years, the only real wheeling content was coming strictly from you and Graham.
yeah, yeah, that was a odd time period. I'm not I'm not happy about the current position that we're in, and I would like to get it moving somewhere else at some point in time, but I just my relationship with social media has been fucking complicated, and holy fuck do I not want to fucking deal with it at this point right now. I want to just kind of go and get like the business side of things closed down, and then um I want to have, if we do stuff in the future, I want it to be fun. And I want it to be more about wheeling and more about us as people, a little bit less of the interview stuff. But, hey, I don't know if that's what people are going to want, and I'm also entirely okay if that's not what people want. If people want interviews, like, that's fine. I think we did a very good job at that. I don't know if that's something that I want to continue going down the path of in the future. Uh,
Listen, in my humble opinion, people are going to get what they're going to get.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
listen, just because we put something out for people does not mean they have to listen. Okay, if they don't like it, they can hit pause or end the listen.
you know, and I've got to throw a couple of fucking shout outs in here, right? Like, the Trail Trash guys have been fucking awesome to us. Nick LeBlanc has been fucking beyond fucking awesome to us. Um, there's a couple of fucking long time friends of ours that have done a lot behind the scenes, like Caleb Spillane, fucking awesome dude. Harry, another fucking great dude. Bob Swinsky, you know, that have chatted with us and have nudged and done other stuff. And, I'm really thankful for them, and I'm really thankful for the direction that we took for a while and the amount of people that I've met through it, because, like, I can go to any of the parks that I want to go to around here and have someone like Bronco-ish or, fucking Logan, that wouldn't have fucking happened without the cast. And it's really fucking cool what it was, what it became, and all of that. And I really would like to, at some point in the future, see it kind of come back in some form. But I don't know what kind of form that we would want to have it be in, and I think we've got to get everything else squared away before I'm willing to even look at that type of stuff. Um,
Yeah.
the the big thing right now is we still have the LLC. The Patreon got open, but like there's no fucking in the fucking Patreon, so we got to close the Patreon back down. Um, I think probably just gonna get rid of like, I don't need to go and pay for YouTube hosting. It doesn't fucking matter that much. I'm sorry to our YouTube listeners, but you guys make up less than 1% of the total downloads. I'm not gonna pay the extra $5 a month to, you know.
Wait. People actually listen to us on YouTube.
We had it linked over for a while. That's how Chris Welch found us. Which is kind of not Chris Welch. Who the
Really?
fuck was it? Um, yeah, but
I
you
didn't
know,
think anybody fucking did.
it's weird, dude. Sometimes you'll have like 1 view, sometimes it'll have like 55 views. I don't fucking know. YouTube's weird. I don't understand that sphere. Another shout out would be Tony Carnes. He's been kind of fucking big friend of the podcast for a very long time and just good fucking dude. Nick Jonard, Curtis. Everyone fucking hates Curtis, but to be honest with you, Curtis has been a fucking homie for a very long time, and I think he was the first guest, so it's kind of weird that
I think he was like the first non-New England guest.
did we have Sean on first? It might have been
Sean was our
Sean.
first guest.
Okay. But, Sean's another one, like, Backyard Built fucking did a shit ton for us, and, I'm just gonna throw it out there to Good Evening Ranch, like, hey, uh, cheers. Podcast is no more, so, I might be back. And I know that I gotta ship Cody a sticker, but I'm saving one. There's gonna be one blue collar off-road sticker hidden somewhere on Good Evening Ranch's property. Um, and like obviously if you guys reach out to us, Chicken Wing XJ, what is it? Fucking yours is just your name, right? Richie Kish on
Yep.
Instagram. Yeah.
I'm Richie Kish everywhere.
So just reach out, send us a message. I'm not sure what's gonna happen with the Instagram. I gotta see on that, and then we'll go from there. Um, look for us at the Web Wheelers Ball. There will be, or we will be there. It's still going on. It's still gonna be a good fucking time. It's always a good fucking time. It just may end up being a little more old school Web Wheelers Ball, and there ain't nothing fucking wrong with that. If 20 people show up, that's fucking awesome. If 100 people show up, that's fucking awesome. I'm still going wheeling. And at the end of the day, I think that's what this was originally about, and it's just about in general.
Yeah.
Um, so this episode was not something that I fucking wanted to make. I'm sure it's not something Richie wanted to make. Life kind of changes, and I can't be mad at people for wanting to go about having a normal life. Cody had mentioned something about a second job in the works, and I know Graham's been busy as fuck, so I'm not gonna blame them for, uh, like growing up. Shit, we've been doing this for 5 fucking years. It's wild. I moved across fucking states. I know Richie, you had your kid. Like, damn.
Okay. I'm just
Hello? Well, technical difficulties is technical difficulties.
back.
Are you back?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, give me a second. Let me add the note.
I thought the problem was you. It was me.
Well, where did we leave off on that one?
Last thing I heard was I don't even know.
Fuck.
Listen, man, you had the non-tech guy here trying to figure out computer problems. Shit's
Yeah,
bound to not work right.
I mean, this is true. Um, I think the last thing that you replied to was it was originally about wheeling, and like if it continues on in the future, it's going to be about wheeling thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, especially with how old Richie is getting now, like there's going to be a lot more wheeling in my future. I know that much.
I've got a lot of thoughts, but I'm gonna leave them as thoughts at the moment and just wait and see what life throws at me. Currently, I have a wheeling rig, and I've got plans for the next 2 months worth of wheeling. I don't really have any plans to go wheeling at all in July because fuck that. It's gonna be fucking miserably goddamn fucking hot. Um,
You know, I've been saying that all week.
I really want to go fishing.
I've been saying that too. I miss just like having all these big plans with you and then just saying fuck that shit and going fishing.
So there's this fucking lake by me called Parksville. If you take off down the road by my place and you drive for like about 16 miles or 18 miles, depending on the spot I'm going to, you're driving at 65, 70 most of the way there. So it's about this, 15, 20 minutes from the house. Um, it's just fucking nice, dude. I've been sitting there. I miss the days of the ultralight in the back of the old black Jeep and that shit because it was always just like, all right, cool. Uh, we're going fishing. And it was like Plymouth. It was that fucking lake in Massachusetts. I forgot the name of it. Um, it was a
I
couple
don't
of spot. Huh? You
no
know the lake
no.
I'm talking about though, the one by the campgrounds?
Oh, the Otis Reservoir?
That's it. Yeah. I forgot if it was called the Otis Reservoir, or what, because I've been down. Shit, I moved to Tennessee 4 years ago now. Feels
Yeah.
like longer, but it's been 4 fucking years.
No,
Um,
I thought you were about to tell the internet about my secret hole.
I'm not gonna tell the internet about your fourth hole.
Good. That's my secret hole.
But
Still the best fishing I've ever done.
but I think to kind of wrap things up here, change is something that, you kind of can't control, and this wasn't the situation we were expecting, but it's a situation that we're in. Um, Give us a little while. We're going to take some time off. We're going to figure out what the fuck we actually want to do. We're going to set this up so that if it does continue, it's going to be in the vein of having fun. Um, I don't at this point I don't give a flying fuck about the money on the back end of it. I think that that's the vibe I was getting from you, Richie. So if it comes back, it'll be coming
For
back
fun.
to, yeah,
It,
talking about wheeling, talking about hanging out with the
back,
boys.
it'll be back to the first few episodes.
Hell, if enough people bother us about it, we might even go back through and listen to the first episode and rate it.
Oh, I don't know about that.
That would probably be painful. Um,
Maybe we'll go back to like episode 20. May, Probably not the first.
but yeah, this isn't the episode we wanted to make. It's not the situation that I wanted to fucking have to explain. There's
All
no
right,
bad
Luke.
blood. Huh?
Luke, could you do me a favor and just repeat that one more time?
What? This isn't the situation that we wanted it to be, and it is what it is. There's no bad blood, and we all kind of got older, and it just started becoming uh harder for the four of us to actually find the same time and sit down and do the episodes.
I think that hits the 50 count quota there. You've repeated the same line a lot in the last like 5 minutes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't really have a lot to fucking say about it other than that. Like, so if you guys want us to pick back up, feel free to, give us a holler. We'll see the feedback. We'll go from there. And I don't know exactly what it's going to be. The things I will promise is at some point in time in the future, there will be a Bickle episode. Um, and there will be a follow up on the Great American Wall and on the Web Wheelers Ball. But until we actually sit down and do those, it's been a really good fucking time. Appreciate everyone, and hey, shit changes.